and welcome to Quick Collections Garage. If you're new here, my name is Nader, and I'm a car addict. I like to build them, race them, and collect them. So in today's episode, we're going to cover Mighty Mouse oil catch can products for the LT1 240SX. This obviously is traditionally made for LT1 engines that are in the old school Camaros and Impalas, even Capris. And so I'm going to run through what you get from Mighty Mouse products, give you guys a product review, and then I'm going to install it. Should be pretty quick and easy install and review for today's video. So let's just get straight to it, guys. All right, guys, so first things first, it obviously comes with the actual oil catch can itself. Pretty neat. Quality is really good here, I would say. I like that a couple things. One, if you can get the close-up on it, they've got their name on it, Mighty Mouse Solutions, and then also on the back, which is a very nice touch. It's made in the USA. You can't go wrong with that. So first things first, I really like the oil catch can. It's got a drain at the bottom. You can actually do this with your hand. Just loosens with your hand and then tighten it back up. Obviously, they put some sealant here to make sure that it doesn't leak out, and AN fittings on each side, inlet and outlet, and then the breather will go up top here. They provide you with new hoses. These are 3/8 push lock hoses. This is obviously going to replace your existing hoses that come in your LT1. It's going to come with a new breather with their logo on top. Let me open it up so you can see it. Oh, Mighty Mouse logo up top. Looks pretty good. Two push lock AN fittings, obviously, that are going to go to your actual oil catch can. The mount that connects to your head with their little Mighty Mouse logo here. Pretty nice. The only complaint I would have about this guy was that when they sanded it down, it just wasn't really perfectly smooth or like a clean sand. But either way, I mean, you're never going to see this. But for a product that you're spending $300+ on or $200+ on, I would think that this would have been smoothened out a little bit more detail here would have been nice. But again, nothing wrong with it. It's just I'm very anal with my car. Two bolts here that are going to connect that mount to the kit. They're in this baggie. Again, I would have preferred some washers with these bolts, just so if you're going to ground anything out to the head, or just mount it over, mount the bracket to the head, at least there's a washer to kind of keep it clean. Again, you don't have to have it, but that's just what I would have preferred. Last but not least, he gives you some instructions here. If you flip through the pages, you've got your total price, which I paid $265 for this, as well as a checklist of all the parts that are on the kit, some information about the actual breather itself and the oil catch can itself, and then what your setup is going to be like. So I've got an LT1, so he just kind of gives you some information about that and then shows you a picture of the final product here without the oil catch can on it. So again, good to have. I'll say I love when companies include instructions in their kits. Even if you're very familiar with how to work on cars, it's always good to understand how they intended it to be installed versus how you think it should be installed. Okay, guys, so let's just get straight to the install. I think it should be really, really easy, pretty simple and straightforward. Let's get straight to it. What you guys will see here is that I've already kind of installed or started the install process for the actual bracket itself. So it's pretty simple, pretty straightforward. All you gotta do is put the bolts into the head and you're done. An issue I ran into is I think they sent me the wrong bolts because they don't thread in. So I'm gonna use the original bolts that I already had and just send him a note, and I'm sure he'll send me new bolts. So now that we've got the hardware or the actual bracket in place, what you do is you slide the clamp over here with the oil catch can on. You slide it into this little groove and then you'll tighten that clamp down because this will be the bracket or the portion of the bracket that the oil catch can will actually connect to. So this is right here. This right here is what you're looking for when you're putting the oil catch can in. And sorry, I've got a lot of wires all over the place, but unfortunately, this is my life right now. Alright guys, so as you can see, I went ahead and installed it just because it was kind of hard to get all the angles I needed, and I've got a lot of stuff in the way here, but let me try to explain this to you guys a little bit. Sorry, the stabilizer's kind of freaking out. The oil catch can is here, mounted to the heads with the hardware I showed you guys in the bracket. This clamp goes around that bracket, and then this AN line feeds in to this intake section here, this little nipple here, and then the AN line on the other end goes into the PCV valve that's on the intake manifold on that far side there. And the only other thing to just take note, guys, is that this little filter here, you really got to push it in, and once it pops or clicks, you'll kind of know that it's seated 100% all the way. And so without further ado, I'm going to put everything back together and just see how the final product fits together and how everything looks. Let's get to it. Here's just a quick video of how it looks like in the car. I've got the stabilizer off just because I don't really have a lot of room in here to film this, but here is the location. Obviously you see it's in a pretty good place. It's in between the valve cover and the intake. It's actually pretty flush. I would say it's lower than the intake. And it's in a really good position. I do really like this Mighty Mouse touch they've got going on here with the filter. I think it's a cool, unique touch to it. So, alright guys, so I hope this video was informative for you. I just kind of wanted to give some kind of representation of what the oil catch can looks like for the LT1 unit, a review on Mighty Mouse since there's not a lot out there, and just a quick representation of how it looks in the final product. So if you guys found this helpful, give me a comment, give me a like below, let me know. And if you're new to the channel, please feel free to subscribe. I really need some YouTube friends. Thank you guys again for tuning in. Let me know what you guys want to see next. If you want to see anything on the S2000 build, the 240SX build, or the LS2K, I'm happy to do that, as well as a new vehicle we've got coming up. And I'll give you guys a short video of that later on. Thank you again for tuning in, and we'll catch you next time.